And we are live at the Whitman Winter Baltimore Expo 2025. We are joined by the chairman.
That's close enough.
Okay, he's the boss at CAC, founder of several grading services. Please welcome John Albanese.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the Coin Show.
My pleasure.
We just talked a couple minutes ago with John that I kind of wanted to fire this off right off the bat. I had a theme for all the interviews we've done so far here, and that is technology in the industry. Where do we see it going over the near future, maybe even the not so near future? Do you have any input on that?
Well,
I know you told me that you still use an AOL email. So
yeah, well, yeah, and of course my CAC email is not AOL, but in any case, I still feel like technology is overrated. My personal opinion. I know there's this WhatsApp. There's all sorts of weird auctions going on. That's fine if you want to call it technology, but in reality, I mean, I was just looking at an 1864 2-cent piece in XF, from the Civil War, beautiful coin, not an expensive coin,
sure.
and as a kid, I would have died to have that coin. And technology is not going to change anything. It's still 1864. It's 160 years old. Technology, that's today, but maybe the technology will change for the new coins. Maybe they'll have different colors, or they'll.
Okay.
I understand they're embedding diamonds in coins, but for if someone who's collecting Civil War coins, technology is kind of irrelevant in my opinion. Maybe it's good for the information that's out there.
Sure.
I know AI now. I've been checking it with history, and a lot of these things
it's bad, isn't it?
We would hire writers for. AI is trying to take over, but
yes,
it is bad. But however, I know you can teach it. You can actually
teach it,
and they'll correct it. So maybe they'll get there. So maybe the technology will help educate collectors.
Right. I think they're. I've been working on a project that I thought might be helpful. And so far, it's been just nothing but a pain in the butt. That uses AI, but I think that done properly, it can definitely be a good source of information.
Yeah, it could be.
But reining it in is the tough part. And that's what we're finding out through this experiment.
Right.
Let's see. I know I saw a couple questions.
And as far as technology goes, I don't even know, could you have done this podcast 10 years ago? 20 years ago?
We done it live? No.
But no. You'd have to have CBS come in with $3 million worth of equipment. So now
we did our first podcast from a show 12 years ago.
Yep.
And that was at an A&A show in Chicago.
The World's Fair of Money.
And that was not live stream. We recorded it.
Well, it technically was a live stream. They had it on their website. But it was a train wreck.
Yeah. It was an
absolute train wreck.
Right.
So we live streamed it first time 12 years ago, which was super early when it comes to live streaming and that kind of thing.
Getting people to come on was really hard.
But now we have it down so much so that I know what I need, and if I have that, I can do anything you guys need me to do on the floor as far as making videos, content, interviews, bringing the action from the floor to the people that can't make it. And that's kind of what I like about it is, these guys, we might have somebody that's in Sacramento, California that just can't get to Baltimore but wants to know what's going on.
Right.
And we've really embraced, coming into this role and coming to Baltimore and bringing the show to people that can't get here.
Well, I mean, you really feel like you're at the show. I've noticed that.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we have any other questions here. I think
Well, here, I've got a question for you. So there's been a lot of commentary lately about plus grades.
Right.
PCGS has done plus grades. NGC.
They do plus grades.
They do stars, right?
They do plus grades and stars. Right?
And stars. What is CAC's view on plus grades? What is your thought, and will you?
Yeah. Okay, so back probably 15 years ago, NGC and PCGS made a joint announcement that they were going to add pluses on coins, right? And I
remember thinking, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it's just further subdividing something that's already been.
But at the time, I looked at it as, okay, well, they were clearly a competitor to the stickered coins, right? So that's how we saw it. However, I mean, we took the stance at CAC Stickering that if someone said a 1923 D piece dollar in MS-65 and we thought it was solid for a grade, we would sticker it. and it happens every day. That collector or dealer may now send it to NGC or PCS. They may get a plus on it. It comes in for restickering. We automatically resticker it. We're not saying we agree with the plus, but we're saying we've stated a long time ago we're ignoring the plus.
Right.
Okay.
So
The numerical grade hasn't
right,
changed.
right. I mean, we definitely, whether if it's DPL or Deep Cameo, those are things that full head. Those are things that we look at.
Sure.
Because they add value.
Right. So the plus we've ignored. We've done a bad job communicating. I think people understand that. However, when we opened the grading encapsulation company, Virginia Beach, we've done a bad job communicating that just because it's a 23 DP dollar 65 plus stickered, that doesn't mean that plus is going to translate over to the CACG. Because if we ignored it in New Jersey, we have to take the same stance in Virginia Beach. Now we may plus it, and we also plus some coins that weren't plus. We may plus it, but there's no guarantee that a NGC or PCS coin with a plus
is going to
will transfer to a plus at CACG. So that's and we have it on our FAQs. It seems to me like every week I have a sort of not such a pleasant conversation with the collector who doesn't know that.
What I will do for you is I will clip this information you just got, and I will send it to you so that you next time you have that conversation, you can just say, "Here, watch this."
I appreciate it, and I am working on the FAQs on the train ride home today.
Okay.
And I'm going to expand on that paragraph and maybe email to our members and say, "Look, we're sorry, but it doesn't necessarily, because now we recognize a plus on our registry as well. So we are. I would say we're probably." I've been told we're tougher on the plus than our competitors.
Well, and what do you say to people that say, "Hey, you guys are tougher on everything than your competitors"?
I don't know. All I could say is I had a great dinner last night at Morton's, and their steak was more expensive than Ponderosa.
Yeah.
But
was it better?
It was better.
Okay.
so all I can say is, I mean, you sort of have to pick your in the grading business. You have to pick your audience. Our audience is the collector.
Mm-hmm.
Our audience is the retail dealer who wants to sell coins to their clients.
Sure.
They actually want to buy, and they want to buy them back. They enjoy buying them back. That's our audience. So we're not going to make everybody happy.
And that is the one thing that I like about what you do with. You're the only grading company and stickering service that actually publishes numbers as to what you will pay for coins in your holders.
Well, and that's actually a separate. That's not CACG.
I understand
separate
that,
company. But again, even just leaving me aside, you just interviewed John Feigenbaum for the CDN Coin Exchange, and there are 3 or 4 large bidders, not including myself, for CHE coins, not including myself on that exchange. And again, we grade the coins, and we believe those bidders want to buy them, and you could look at statistics yourself. I don't have the statistics, but you can ask John Feigenbaum, show me the other bids for the other services.
And I do read on the dealer networks. I see your broadcast every couple of days.
Right.
It's like, yep, we're buying CAC coins.
Right.
Don't confirm,
Right.
just ship it.
Right.
Just ship it to
Right.
me. I want it. So,
As far as Matt brought up the point about, maybe CAC having the perception, even if it's not, of being a little tougher on coins.
Right.
I think that actually adds prestige to the label. I think that makes it more desirable to get that grade through CAC.
Yeah. Again, I don't think the grade's tough. I personally think we grade the coin or we sticker the coin as though if the coin were not in the holder, what would it be worth when they say raw? It was a terrible word for it, but what are coins worth? And I've always told future collectors, like, look, I mean, the holders cost $1.20 or $1, whatever they cost. It's a piece of plastic.
Yep.
I said the holder doesn't matter. The sticker doesn't matter. One day, if someone's buying these coins for their grandkids, what's going to matter is the coin. And we may not be here. NGC or PCS may not be here. But if you have a great coin, if you have a real gem 23D piece dollar, even if AI grades it or there's a 1,000-point grade scale, it's not going to matter. It's going to be a top tier coin no matter what you do, right?
and I mean, coins have to speak for themselves.
Right.
A gem is a gem.
Right.
I like that you brought up that AI grades the coins. I hear that question all the time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are curious, is AI going to take over grading coins? And I have my opinion, which is, could you use AI to grade coins? in some series, sure, you could probably grade modern coins with AI, and it would probably do a fairly accurate job. Could you grade classic coins with AI? There's no chance because eye appeal, luster, strike. I mean, you can probably teach it strike,
Right.
but there are certain things that you just cannot.
Yeah, I don't
get
even think
the
that you
human
could
element
get it
out
to
of.
do like an initial look before somebody gets it.
Oh, I think if you had modern coins that are all supposed to be identical, then it could probably do a fairly decent job. But that's it. That's as far as I ever see it ever going. In
Well, like as I said, I would love to be replaced by AI. I sit in a dark room half the day. I mean, if I could just buy and sell coins and go fishing, that's fine with me, right?
Yeah.
So if they can pull it off, if Elon Musk can pull it off or whoever, fine.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, but that's again, like I said, I just don't feel like it's ever going to be something that you can't take the human element out of it.
Right, but I think most people in our generation feel that way. But the younger guys are like, "Oh yeah,
Right.
Yes.
those
And-
old guys are saying that they're trying to protect their turf, whatever." But all I say is, bring it on,
Yeah.
please do it better than us. It'll be better for the industry.
We want
like
them to
that.
prove us wrong.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because that
I
means
like
progress.
that. Right.
So here's another question from the CAC end of things. Use sticker coins and use slab coins. I thought, at least it was my impression at first, that the stickering was going to end at some point, or is that now?
Well,
is that
what
now
we've
something?
when we first launched the grading service, it was our expectation that the stickering would have maybe 6 more months to go, and we put that out there, and we didn't get such a great reception because a lot of collectors and dealers they based their programs around stickering, and the collectors did. So then we said a few years, and that wasn't good enough. So then I signed a 10-year contract 2 years ago. So what we've committed to, as long as I'm in my current contract, which is 8 more years, we will sticker coins.
There you go.
And after that, we don't know.
We'll
see.
cross
see
that
what
bridge when we
happens.
get to it.
And if there is another, and if I ever do retire, I probably won't, but and someone else is doing the grading, this just like the legacy holder,
Sure.
the sticker something will change to denote that this is
new.
this is phase 2, and just like our finalizers of Virginia Beach, John Butler and Ron Javusky, when they retire, there'll be a different label on the new coin. Again, this keeps everybody honest.
Yeah.
Because what it pins them to is like, let's say 10 years from now, John Butler, who hopefully will be there for longer than that, and Ron Javusky, let's say they retire, we want the new guys to realize if you guys don't do a good job,
Mhm.
they're gonna, and your coins will sell at a discount
Right.
Yeah.
to Ron
The
and
old
John,
green-
to Ron
the
and
old
John's
green
coins.
ones, yeah.
So they're held to that. Here's a grading set. Here's a standard. If you guys are sloppy, you're going to trade at a discount, and you're going to tarnish the name.
And your name.
And the same with stickering. So with stickering, it's right now we have the green CAC sticker, and I'm sure it'll stay green, but it'll something will change.
There is something. That
Something
will
will change, and it'll be highly visible. And that new entity, that new finalizer, will be under the gun,
Yeah.
and they'll be forced.
especially at first.
They'll be forced to stay rigid.
Right. And because you have really put your name behind both the stickering and maybe not so much the holdering, but you're one of the very few people out of all the grading companies that says, hey, this is me. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that's looking at, if something changes, I will tell you. Because
Yeah.
we're not always privy to that information when something changes at NGC or the other companies.
And I believe it was that way with the services as well. But that they have new ownership, and
It's a better kept secret.
it
let's
could be
just say.
better, it could be worse, but we'll see how it turns out.
Sure.
But all I'm concerned about is what we're doing, how we can help the collector, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, I think you guys are doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
It really it made me happy when I saw that you guys were doing that, and especially with Ron. I've known Ron since
Yeah.
forever, and I can't think of anybody better to do that job either. So.
And you moved into a space that was occupied and was not willing to give it up.
Yeah.
And you just kind of moved right in and said,
Yeah.
well, we're here.
Yeah.
Here we are, boys.
Yep. So I love that kind of business model. It's the
Well,
survival of the
it's
fittest.
disruptive.
Yeah.
And that's how you get progress, right?
Sure.
You need disruption.
Yes.
We see that with Google now. I noticed there are other companies like Perplexity that are actually challenging them.
Right.
So it's good to have change, right?
They'll be over at that direction over there. Yeah. Yep. That's the one. Yep.
It's 2 in a row.
It's 2 in a row.
We need a security
Apparently, all
guard.
3 of us look like the information desk here at the show.
Yeah.
But getting back to it, and I want to switch gears a little bit. Last time you were here, we talked about platinum, and you made an amazing call on platinum and thinking that platinum was a buy, and here we are. Platinum was definitely a buy.
It certainly
What
was.
are you looking at these days?
Well, it has some catching up to do.
A little bit, yes.
And I did notice before I came, I did look at on my phone, but I noticed this year gold's up about 50%.
Yep.
Platinum was up 70%.
Yes.
But to me, it just felt like a no-brainer because it just seemed for $1,000 bill to get an ounce of platinum.
Yeah.
It felt like a good value. It was luck, but there's.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, I did some work on it, but
Better lucky than good,
yeah,
but still, that's not what did
yeah,
it.
but so as far as the metals go now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're definitely in nowhere land. I mean,
It's a weird time, isn't it?
it's difficult, and a lot of dealers feel uncomfortable because it was always in the past when the price of gold shot up, it would come right back down.
Right.
But this is a new world now. You know, you have the BRIC countries. They're getting rid of treasuries, and really the central banks are the buyers.
Yeah.
Yes.
People are lining up to sell their jewelry and things like that, but the central banks, I mean, they're not stupid, right? And they're getting away from paper currencies. Even this year, Bitcoin has been like, oh, that was the new gold. Well, I mean, gold has trounced Bitcoin this
Yes,
year.
percentage-wise, for sure.
Right? So,
And one of the things that I've said is that, the government shutdown has an impact on this in the fact that there's not reporting. There's not,
Right.
the quarterly business reports,
right.
your GSA reports, all those other kind of things are there.
Right.
So a lot of these things are just kind of out there flying right now by the seat of their
And that
pants.
erodes confidence in a fiat currency.
Yes.
Right? So the shutdown, I suspect after the elections, it's any day it's going to be over. We hope, right? But,
Right.
it has an impact. Like as far as myself, selfishly, has an impact on me. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to complain about the TSA or my flight being late. Well, people are going hungry. Not a good look. Right.
Right.
So we have high class problems.
Right. First
world
world
problems.
problems.
Yep,
Right,
that's
yeah.
what I was after.
Right.
Okay, so do you guys have anything coming down the pipes you want to talk about? I mean, are we like going to get the CAC paper money stickering service coming or anything like that coming down the pipes?
So we've talked about stickering paper money, and I was my old friend Lou Rosera. He probably forgot, but for an hour showed me how to grade paper money years ago. I still remembered it, and a lot of it. And I saw just gentleman here, Raul, who's a top guy,
Sure.
grading a piece of out of that was unholdered, and you really have to take it out of the holder. You have to check the texture to see if it's not pressed. So
It's
I
really
can
hard
see
to
where it
check
would be
them
very
in the
difficult.
holder.
right. So we feel we couldn't do it accurately, so we're not going to do it. However, we are exploring grading paper money just
Outright
with our
holdering
own
it?
holder.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
We're in advanced discussions at the moment.
I like
And that
that.
sounds
Thank
like
you.
a logical step for you
Yeah.
to go
Right.
and a reason to draw the line at
Right.
not stickering
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Anything else coming down the pipes you want to talk about?
There is a gentleman named Chad who I know who's very skilled. Chad Hawk.
Uh-huh.
He used to finalize the entity. He has a stickering grading service for paper money,
I've heard about
and
that.
I've seen a few of his pieces on the floor. And the notes look nice, but like I said, they're in the holder.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he can tell. I don't. The people that I know tell me they can't. They prefer to have it.
Knowing what I
Right.
know about the paper money
Right,
business,
right.
without literally feeling it in your hand,
Yeah.
I think it will be impossible to be accurate because the doctoring is just almost undetectable once
Yeah.
it's in a holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah. And I don't know what I don't know who your other guests were today, but there's a different dynamic here in the coin marketplace because of the rise in bullion.
Right.
What what it's caused too, a lot of it is more so for silver, but there are heavy discounts on things like your mom's silver tea set and things like
Right.
that. Because sterling silver, I'm told, refineries are backed up 6, 8, 9 months, and they're paying bigger and bigger discounts for it.
They have to.
So there's definitely causing cash flow issues for some coin stores. Some coin shops just stop buying sterling silver
Right.
because they can't sell it. But another thing which has happened, another dynamic which I've observed is the floor is really dry of coins. I'm not just saying top tier. I'm saying find me a nice MS63 Lafayette dollar. Find me, these are generally ordinary coins.
Right.
The floor is dry, and my theory is very similar because I was involved in the market in 1980. And I guess I was 21, but the coin dealers like myself had coin stores, lines of people in the coin stores selling gold, selling silver, and we were flush with money. And what did we do with the money? The only thing we know how to do. We bought coins.
Bought more
Right.
stuff.
So when coins skyrocketed in 1980, 79 and 80, some coins went up tenfold. It wasn't because the collector all of a sudden said, hey, that 3-cent nickel that was $250 last year? Well, I want to pay $3,000. That wasn't the collector doing that. That was the dealer
Yep.
that just had excess money
Yeah.
and wanted to put it to work. I've noticed that on this floor here today. I know a gentleman in the Midwest that bought a coin store a few years ago, and
I think I know who you're talking about.
probably, and his volume for October 2 years ago was like $1 million, and this year it was like $7 million.
It's nuts.
Well, they have extra money. They have
Yeah.
a lot of extra money, and I believe many of them are buying coins and putting that money to work. They don't trust buying gold. They don't trust it. But the market is being sucked dry of
So here's
Nice
anything
coins.
reasonable.
But here's the danger in that, because I saw this happen in 2009 when we had the bubble,
Right.
right? Gold went way up, and all these places that really had no business selling coins started selling bullion, right? You go in there and you can buy bullion. And I think there's a lot of that out there now where the bullion business is supporting people that probably wouldn't make it.
Correct.
Well,
So,
I remember when the market turned in '09, a lot of the, I feel like maybe 30 or 40% of the people that I knew that were doing this they were just gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that can happen.
And that happens. It happens
Right.
because you either have the chops to do it in a situation like that, or you don't.
Right. But
And-
it is a cyclical market. So, but we have noticed, just like I like platinum because it was lagging gold.
Sure.
Well, rare coins have lagged gold too.
Sure.
I'm starting to feel the upward price movement on
Well,
coins.
we
That's
talked to
good.
Alan Rowe yesterday. Obviously, the Mr. CC himself,
Yeah.
and we were talking about how for a little while recently that some CC20s were not that much more than melt because
Yeah.
those coins have always been like, problem, low end, common day CC20s, like $3,500, $4,500, and they didn't move, but gold
Right.
caught them. And he said that he had also seen that there's also a little bit of pressure upwards on those as well
Sure,
because
sure.
the market's finally
It's got to catch up.
it's finally realizing that 4,000 is here
Right.
and we're at that level now.
Right. Yeah. So
Very-
as long as they feel comfortable, and people say $4,000 gold, I said, well, let's not get too carried away. I remember again 1980. Everyone was excited. Gold hit 850. Well, look it up.
silver at 50.
But look it up online. What was the Dow Jones Industrial Average in 1980?
Yeah.
Probably 850.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say under
So,
1,000.
so let's just say gold, it's done okay. But, in terms of the deficits sky high, household net worth, everything skyrocketed. Gold has been a great investment the last 2 or 3 years, but
Yep.
really over a 40-year period, I mean, Warren Buffett was right. His stocks were better.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That could change. This year, it certainly changed.
Very, very interesting. Well, John, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I appreciate
We
this.
appreciate you taking the time.
It's always
It's
fun
like
to
it-
just sit here and listen. And
Yeah, it is a pleasure having you on. It's
Great.
it's nice to have you. It lights up our people because
Yep,
they love
they
talking
love
to
it.
you and
Good.
asking you what's going on. So
All right. Well, appreciate your time.
I
thank you for coming
appreciate
on again, and
All right.
your
please
time.
come back.
Thank you,
And
sir.
congratulations on your award.
Oh, thank you so much, John. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I really do.
Well, it's
All right.
well deserved. You brought a lot of attention to the counterfeits.
We do our best to help educate and help protect our industry as much as
Yeah.
possible. So thank you.